Hello everybody and welcome to another F1 Manager 24 video. In today's video we are doing round number 4 of Season 3 at the Jeddah Grand Prix. The last race was the first race we didn't win and it's getting close in the championship. George Russell is on 65 points, Lewis Hamilton is on 54 points and Max Verstappen is on 48. Facility refurbishment on the memorabilia room has been complete. Tour centre refurbishment complete. Underfloor design complete and chassis design complete. Reckons we've got the best car for this race though. So I'm going to guarantee 4th or higher. I'm going to guarantee 3rd or higher with George Russell. Let's head in to the race weekend.
Jeddah, where the tension is boiling as we head into the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. We're on the shores of the Red Sea in the shade of Jeddah's skyscrapers. This might be a dream setting, but as we know, in Formula 1, not all dreams come true. In the last round, Max Verstappen flew to victory, the Dutchman proving that he can be absolutely unstoppable when he's in such fine form. Let's see then how the weekend unfolds.
So that was the end of FP1 and the final results were Norris, Behrman, Alonso, Sargent, Ricciardo, Verstappen, Gasly, Tsunoda, Stroll and Bortoleto. Well, your top 10, interesting to see both Kick Saubers in the top 10. Let's head in to FP2. So that is the end of FP2 and the final results were Verstappen, Piastri, Behrman, Albon, Bortoleto, Sargent, Antonelli, Gasly, Perez and Norris. So Alpine look quick. Mercedes, Kick Sauber and Williams look quick as well. Let's head in to FP3. So that is the end of FP3 and the final results were Alonso, Sargent, Antonelli. Wow, Mercedes quicker than both Red Bulls. Mercedes brought an upgrade, it must seem. Behrman, Verstappen, Norris, Bottas, Perez, Leclerc and Piastri. So it looks like Alpine and Red Bull are your top 3 teams. Red Bull, McLaren, Alpine and Mercedes. So who knows, but we've got 100% driver preparation with both drivers again. Let's head in to qualifying.
Will practice pay off for the drivers? Well, we're about to find out in qualifying.
Jeddah's high-speed street circuit is rather prone to yellow and red flags during qualifying, as drivers and walls often meet. Strategists will be looking for the perfect gap, but need to make sure drivers get their lap in.
In terms of George Russell and his form, Karun, how's he going to be feeling, do you imagine?
I'll say this, it's always a pleasure seeing a confident driver take to the track. Being in the right frame of mind is a real advantage.
You're going to want to join us for this, folks, so fasten your seatbelts.
I've lowered the overall stream quality and I hope that's going to do something, but here we go, continuing our first flying lap in Q1. I don't know how much of the previous attempt you saw, but I'm not too sure. Anyway, continuing on. So it's a 32.9 for Hamilton and a 32.2 for Russell. How comes Hamilton's that far off? 27.7, 27.2. What's going on with Hamilton? He's had a woeful lap. What on earth is this? Yeah, Hamilton comes up towards the line, does a 28.0, and Russell does a 26.4. Hamilton 1.5 seconds down. Right, so starting our second flying lap in Q1 with Lewis Hamilton. Yes, 2 flying laps needed in Q1 for whatever reason, but I've made sure the tyres are warm and that we've warmed them on the out lap. Norris's lap is good enough for P1 by half tenth over Piastri, who's 3/10 clear of everybody else practically. What is it, 2 and a bit? Yeah, 2 3/4 tenths. Hamilton with a 32.5, that's still 3/10 off Russell, but that's better. We need a 27.2 maybe. Obviously he's on scrub, so maybe 27.4 would be good. 27.5, again, not bad. It should be good enough to get through, but still woeful. Times are coming in though. He's going to come round the final corner, up towards the line. What is it going to be for Lewis Hamilton? Goes P14 only. And that's at risk. Because Behrman's P80 goes up. What can Sargent do? Nothing. Okay, so Hamilton's through just in P15. Yikes, Lewis. Yikes. Starting their first flying lap then in Q2, and there is barely a whisker between them. Lewis's tyres are 10% more worn than George's, and George will probably be out of slipstream zone by the end of this first sector, but we can hope. Yeah, coming through the first sector. Actually, does look like Lewis is... No, I was going to say it looks like he's gained a bit, but he's definitely lost through there. That was fairly woeful. George does a 32.2. Lewis does a 32.2 as well, but a little bit slower. Okay, so he's on pace with him. Russell comes through the second sector. What is it going to be in the second sector? It's a 27.2. And Lewis also does a 27.2, and he's quicker than George this time. So coming around the final corner, maybe the first session was just a little bit of a scare and a fluke. Coming up towards the line, what is it going to be for George Russell? 26.5, Lewis. 3.5 tenths off. Still not great, but that's fine. So that is the end of Q2, and the results were Ollie Behrman, George Russell, Lando Norris, Antonelli, Piastri, Tsunoda, Hamilton, Perez, Verstappen, Bottas, and knocked out was Daniel Ricciardo, Nico Hülkenberg, Bortoleto, Leclerc, Alex, and Fernando. Both Ferraris out. Yikes. I mean, Fernando has been very good at carving his way through the field, so I have no doubt he'll do that tomorrow in the race. And out in Q1, because I didn't say it then, was Lawson, Sargent, Ocon, Hadjar, Gasly, and Stroll. Sargent out in Q1 is a shocker. So starting our first flying lap in Q3, and unfortunately, if you see just in the rear wing, yeah, that's Max Verstappen we're giving a slipstream. But anyway, oh no, there's Ollie Behrman that made Hamilton have to take a fairly wide turn, but hopefully Ollie Behrman's blocked his teammate out of the pit lane. But Russell coming through the first sector, what is it going to be? A 32.2. Hamilton's done a 32.5. That was probably all from Ollie Behrman, to be fair. So as long as the other sectors are still on with it, I can not be too upset. But Russell coming through the second sector, it's a 27.2.10. Hamilton is a 27.4. So it's another 2 tenths off that. That's all on Hamilton though, because Ollie Behrman would not have held him up any amount in that second sector. Coming up towards the line, what is it going to be? It's 26.3 for Russell. It's a half a second off for Hamilton, and 7.5 tenths off for Max Verstappen. Was that on front? Yeah, he was on old though. So starting our final flying lap in Q3, if I can get my words out. Coming through the first corner, I tried to set George up with some slipstream but couldn't get it. Verstappen's actually popped a time in that's 400ths better than ours. I don't know when he done that. Maybe I think he must have gone out in the middle of the session, but it's currently P2 and P4. George has done a 32.2 again in the first sector. It looks like we have got a fairly clear track for this lap, which I'm very, very grateful for. What is Lewis going to do? It's a 32.4 in the first sector, so 2 tenths off. 27.4 for George in the second sector, so he's now 2 tenths off his best. Norris and Perez have finished, so has Bottas. Both Alpines in Q3 is nice to see. Behrman's managed to beat Russell's time, and Russell couldn't beat it. Antonelli's gone quicker than Hamilton, so it's going to be 2 Red Bulls on the front row, and Hamilton's going to come round the final corner up towards the line. What is it going to be? Stays P6. Lewis, that's dreadful, man. But yeah, the final Q3 results were Max Verstappen, Ollie Behrman, George Russell, Piastri, Antonelli, Hamilton, Norris, Perez, Tsunoda, and Bottas. My, have we got words on a race on our hands tomorrow.
The drivers are getting ready here at the Jeddah Corniche circuit, preparing for 50 flat-out laps under the lights.
Jeddah street circuit certainly makes the high speeds of F1 racing a thrilling affair, but even a world champion can be caught out in between the narrow walls, just as Max Verstappen found out in 2021.
Jeddah Corniche circuit is hot and high-powered, demanding speed for the straights and a high grip level through corners that are tight to the barriers. Starting tyre choices will be crucial here, with teams ever mindful of opportunities that a safety car could give. The time has almost come for our drivers to fight it out wheel to wheel. Race day has arrived. The anticipation is really building here. The fans in attendance are absolutely buzzing with excitement. You and I won't be the only ones keeping an eye on Oscar Piastri, Karun.
They're fourth on the grid, so I'd expect to see them mount a challenge for the top three in this race.
So let's see what today has in store, shall we? We're now moments away from this. The Saudi Arabian
Our
Grand
worst
Prix.
starting position of the season. What can we
And
do?
it's lights out, and away we go.
Indeed it is. Lights out and away we go, and it looks to be a fairly poor start from Lewis Hamilton, I'll be honest. Let's see what George Russell can do. Ollie Behrman on the mediums, we need to get past him. George Russell up to P2 at turn 1. Lewis Hamilton down to P7. And he's been overtaken by a medium runner. Bashes Lando Norris now. George Russell overtaking Max Verstappen into the race lead. Lewis Hamilton with an outrageous dive bomb on Lando Norris up into P6. There we go, that'll do. Yeah, that's of probably the worst place you could have overtaken him, but... Oh, is DRS? Yeah, DRS is enabled. But Hamilton overtakes Piastri, but there's now 2 seconds to car in front. Hamilton just needs to go. Just needs to run away. Don't let either of these guys through. Around him, for fuck's sake. There we go. And I should have DRS for that. No, he doesn't. Right, Behrman's just going to go. Let's just conserve. Russell down to P2 for now. Goes down the inside on Max Verstappen. Lovely. Back up into the race lead. Hamilton actually hasn't been overtaken by Ollie Behrman, but... Right, that should give Hamilton DRS. Yeah, it should go clear past him, and off you go. Alright, never mind. Just continue. Max Verstappen going to get Russell. Yes, he does, down the inside. Russell doesn't get the DRS, Verstappen gets DRS instead. Hamilton overtakes Ollie Behrman and gets a second juice of the DRS. Russell's tyres are back into the red temperature zone as he overtakes Max Verstappen, or doesn't. DRS efficiently, like that. And then Hamilton doesn't get it somehow. If he loses a place to Norris, I'll be fuming. Takes Verstappen, let's see how that happened. Yep, nice. As long as we get out in front of Perez, that's like the bad one. Right, is that yeah, that's Hamilton getting in front of Behrman. Oh, and straight into Antonelli's DRS. Right, now we can serve. Well, do you know what? Let's go balls to the walls. Balls to the walls, push him. Instantly release. Verstappen comes into the pits. So he's probably getting held up by George. Goes for a set of mediums, so Verstappen could be on a similar strategy to us today.
What happened there?
Go on, throw a VSC out for this. Oh, that should be crucial. So into the pits comes George Russell on lap 14. For a set of mediums, we need no mistake here, guys. 2.2. Hamilton's pit stop window is open. Let's give it full beans to the full beans. Is he going to be out in front of Bottas, which would be crucial for our race? Yes, he is, and he's out in front of Verstappen. Right, go. He needs to just get it done down this straight. Verstappen's past Bottas. We need to get Piastri here. We need to be away ASAP. We need to top up a little bit of ERS as well. Russell, obviously. Now Russell's on an Aston Martin. Trying to get the Aston Martin. Goes around the outside of Daniel Ricciardo. Lovely little move. Eamon and Norris are not doing a good job. Right, please come in, one of you guys. Right, Hamilton's come in. 2.4 second stop, so it's decent. I thought Verstappen was alongside us, and I was going to say, like, what? Right, Hamilton comes out P7, just in front of Alonso, who hasn't pit. McLaren ditch the fuel saving, scrap it for now. There we go, in front of the McLaren, that's what we needed. Now he just needs to go get Behrman, which he does easily, and he should get Antonelli like chips. I don't even know what Antonelli's doing 20 laps in on a set of softs. Okay, he ran out of ERS, which means he's lost all the progress he's just made. This game is so stupid. In what world would cars on old tyres fight back? In what world? Come on. Yeah, up in front of Norris, please. Or not. And now Verstappen's here. There we go. Antonelli comes in. Right, just get one of these. Go on. Right. Hamilton's closing in because of this, and Piastri's right on Hamilton. So, no thank you. There we go. Russell's just got Behrman. Right, I'm hoping that's cleared Hamilton from Piastri, like they were in the first, and even though that overcut worked well for us. There Verstappen goes, in front of Russell, crash to the final corner. Well, if you're going to crash somewhere, that's the best place to do it. Oh, no, he's just... Never mind, he's going to... Norris is going to go for Verstappen. No, we're going to get Norris. Lovely. Now we can follow Verstappen. Back down to a sensible temp window. Oh, Hamilton on Norris. Lovely little move from Lewis Hamilton. Sorry, I was trying to get a decent angle on that. Right, Verstappen comes in on this lap. That's a little bit early, I feel. On for hards. He'll have clean air though when he comes out, which is going to be a bit of a pain. Safety car deployed. Get in. That's an absolute miracle for us. Stroll crashed, and that's why the safety car's out. Stroll, I've always been a big fan of yours. Here he comes into turn 17. Oh, just loses it. He should definitely be out in front of Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton, I'm questioning it. Into the pits he comes. Very efficient double stack. 2.2 and 2 seconds. So there's... Antonelli does come in. Russell is going to be out just in front of Verstappen, and Hamilton's behind. But yeah, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. 4 kilos of extra fuel. We won't be needing that. Let's go aggressive off the restart. And in fact, let's say we pit for those softs. Right. Have we got another decent set of softs? Right, so we came in for those softs on this lap. Nah, okay, cool. Just trying to see if we can push, but there's no way of knowing. But Russell and Verstappen have shot off on the restart. High and neutral. High and neutral. Oh. Yeah, I need Hamilton to get Verstappen sooner rather than later. There we go. Go for it, Lewis. Round the outside. Lewis, Hamilton, up into P2. That's what we like to see. Right, engine is a bit bad. Oh, Hamilton goes up in front of George Russell and up into the race lead. Hamilton's best chance to get away, but I'm not sure he can do that. Russell goes down the inside into turn 1, takes the position off his teammate Lewis Hamilton. And now here is Hamilton going around the outside of George Russell. I don't know if he got DRS then, or which one of my drivers got DRS. It is George Russell making an overtake into turn 1, just about. I don't think he's going to do the overtake here though. Yes, he is, just into the final corner. But hasn't George now got the DRS? George does have the DRS. And overtakes Lewis Hamilton to turn 1 again. So it's this wonderful little game of cat and mouse at the minute. Aside, that means Hamilton might lead into the first sector. That might be what he needs. Hamilton goes down the inside and leads into sector 1 for the first time. DRS for the second straight as well. VSC, Sonoda and Leclerc have come together. That helps Hamilton with his tyres massively. Let's see the collision. Charles Leclerc and Yuki Tsunoda come in fast left-right chicane. Who's going to hit the wall? Oh, look, Tsunoda pinches Leclerc too tight. That is awful. I'm surprised that wasn't a red flag. Oh, has it been upgraded to a full safety car?
Safety car deployed.
Yes, it has
Recharge
been
on.
upgraded to a full safety
That's
car.
positive.
George is gone. George is gone. Very strategic going at the last corner. They've used a bit of ERS. I didn't think they'd use that much ERS up to turn 1 as they cross the line. DRS down the inside. Lovely little move. DRS for George now. Can he go down the inside of Lewis? Yes, he will do. And gets back up into P1. That's about DRS though. Ricciardo's now 2 seconds behind Verstappen. Oh, Hamilton had a look there and it's allowed Verstappen pass. That is not what we needed. George, you gotta go, you gotta go. Gotta go, lads. Right, go, 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 go. Right, Lewis can't do it. George. Oh, you guys, you're such idiots. DRS. Around the outside goes George Russell and Max Verstappen. Shoots some ERS. Come on, George. Be decisive with your defending. I mean, it allowed Hamilton back in DRS. And is he going to... Yes, he is going to take the position back in the first sector. He's guaranteed to get P2. Right, if Verstappen takes it down into turn 1, that makes our job easier. Because now all we have to do is sit behind them.
Final.
Right, come on, up towards the line. Can we get Max?
Caution on the battery.
No! Oh, we miss out on the win by a 10th. So George gets P2, Lewis gets P3.
Okay, that's a
And
checkered
Max
flag.
is now P2 in the standings in front of Lewis.
Well, that's another race wrapped up for Lewis Hamilton.
And third place sees them round off today with a trophy to mark the occasion.
And right now, it's the British driver who proudly takes his place on the podium.
There's further delight for the team as they get to see both drivers up there together.
And finally now, the drivers can relax after an eventful weekend at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
Well, they'll be so proud to have had both drivers on the podium. They're certainly doing something right.
Okay then, and a big thank you to everyone for joining us this weekend here in Jeddah.
For the next round, Formula One won't be straying too far. We'll be heading to the dunes of Zandvoort and the lightning speed of the Dutch Grand Prix.
So, the final order was as follows. Max from George, from Lewis, Antonelli, Oscar, Behrman, Ricciardo, Norris, Bottas and Hulkenberg. We got robbed that race, absolutely robbed, led every lap practically and didn't take the win. But it's now two race wins, 4 podiums for George, 2 race wins, 3 podiums for Max, and 4 podiums for Lewis yet to get a race win. Max is 4 points in front and 10 points off Russell. We get the same amount of points as Red Bull, and we got 3rd and 8th in the Pit Stop Championship, which puts us back in front of Ferrari. Yeah, only 17 thousandths off the best stop. And we got 1.5 million from the sponsors. It's gone up to 88 rating. Sponsor plan, we've achieved our target. We got some money. 13 million. I would so love to beat Max at his home race. Suspension's failed, that's fine because we got a new design coming in. Front wings failed as well. What's going on with Dan Fallows is up to 90 rating. Side pods complete. Low speed, what are we better at? Low speed or high speed? High speed, so let's vote for low speed changes. low speed down. Facility upgrade to hospitality. Designed for the suspension complete. That has been it for today's episode. If you have enjoyed it, be sure to like and subscribe, and I shall see you all in the next one. Take care. Goodbye.